Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Hope everybody's doing well. And let's get right into this video. Now, I have touched base before on the whole Joe Biden Breakfast Club debacle that has taken place this past week. Joe Biden has finally made it to the Breakfast Club after I don't know what was going on, but it didn't seem like he wanted to make an appearance. And then I think somebody from his camp is like, hey, you made it because of black people, so you should probably go to the Breakfast Club. It's really popular in the black community. And he was like, uh, yes, finally, I guess I'll do it. And so he did it. But maybe he shouldn't have, because good old Joe went on that Breakfast Club and he was defensive. He seemed angry. He came across as hostile. And then towards the end of the interview, Charlamagne was trying to ask him a question about what do you have? What is your black agenda? And he hit him with a line of, if you don't vote for me, then you ain't black. What? What? What does that even mean? Joe Biden, I know you have deluded yourself to think that you are like some sort of a black community hero because you probably forgot what you did, your record, and who you are because you are not all there. But you're not a hero, at least not to me. Me as a black person, I don't find Joe Biden to be a hero. I find your record to quite honestly be deplorable. It's not a question of whether are we voting for Trump or for Joe Biden. There are people who are gonna just sit out this election altogether because they don't want Trump and they don't want you either, Joe Biden. They don't find either one of you as somebody that represents who they are, their agenda, their values, or the policies that they would like to see enacted in this country. So stop it. Stop it, Joe Biden. He was also asked about the crime bill, the 94 crime bill. Now, most people, including even Hillary Clinton herself, when she was asked about this crime bill, she was able to admit, because honestly, there's no way around it at this point, it is the reason that led to the incarceration of many black men in the United States of America. It also included the three strikes law, three strikes and you're out. There was a lot of the drug policies that were acted in it, that instead of like actually, if somebody has an addiction, let's send them to treatment, let's not jail them. It did the exact opposite. He is the same person that stood on that Senate floor and made the speech about the predator. And the predator, let's just be for real, he was talking about black men, and that speech is nothing that is for the black community. It's not coming from somebody that supports the black community or has their best interests at heart. Joe Biden, just because you happen to have been chosen by Barack Obama, so that way he can appeal to more of the Midwestern, middle class white people, it doesn't mean that you are Barack Obama or that you're the black people's hero. You're not, sweetheart. You're really not. And if you're trying to make any kind of headways with the community, then you need to actually take responsibility for the policies that you enacted. You can't sit there and make excuses for the crime bill. You can't say that you did this and you did that and that you did all the stuff for the black community. You can't deny, your ties to segregationists. You can't also sit there and ignore the fact that you lied about being locked up with Nelson Mandela and all of your like you were out in the civil rights movement and you were fighting for black people. All lies. You just make up stuff. You need to stop making up. First and foremost, you have to stop making up stuff. You have to be based on reality. That's very important. You also need to address things that happen. These are policies that you were for. You were actually very much for them. In fact, some of them were named after you. So you can't come now because all of a sudden you want to run for president and somehow it was set up for you to be a nominee. Now everybody's supposed to forget and just be like, yep, vote for Joe. That vote blue no matter who mentality is dumb. It's real dumb. You're supposed to vote for the person that is actually going to make a change and that will benefit you as somebody that lives in the United States, not just whether they're a Democrat or not. So if it's a Democrat and they're an accused murderer, a rapist, a pedophile, and then they're running against a Republican who is a good standing member of society, who are doing well, who actually do have a black agenda, I'm supposed to just be like, nope, not voting for them because they're not a Democrat, although it's a better option. It's not about Democrat, Republican, or libertarian, or a libertarian, or an independent, or whatever. It's not about that. It's about the candidate, their policies, what they stand for, and are they going to do something to benefit my community and me as an individual. And I don't want the pandering of these candidates. For me specifically, I'm not going to be going based on whoever it is that's not Trump, I'll vote for them. What difference does it make? If it was somebody that doesn't like Trump and you come in and you're not really making any difference, why would they probably won't vote more likely. You need to actually bring enthusiasm out. But that's not anything that you have done. Anytime that you are doing an interview, it's more incoherent. It's just something, it makes no sense. It seems like you're not able to speak or, communicate well with the people. And of course, the media played a big role in that because the media, of course, want Joe Biden to come across as a saint, which he's not. They refuse to cover things that are supposed to be covered. If a candidate that's running for president has a sexual assault allegation against them, and they're, some of them, I'm not even saying like with the accuser Tara Reid. I don't know whether this happened or not, or Joe Biden is somebody that did the sexual assault or not. I have no clue. What I do know is it's something that should be vetted. I'm also not of the school of just believe all women or believe all men or etc. No, no. I believe facts. I believe reality. I also don't just down people because I want to down them. I know there's some people that are going to come out and make false claims. And then there's people that are going to come out and make claims that are not going to be able to be verified. So do they deserve the respect to be listened to? Absolutely. Should you make a judgment right away? No. Should it be covered? Absolutely. Should somebody, you're running for the highest office on the land, and so therefore you should be vetted. And if it's supposed to be an interview, you're supposed to be able to ask irrelevant questions on every topic and vet this candidate, and so people can hear out their answers. You know what I mean? But the media doesn't seem to want to do that with Joe Biden. They want to seem to view him as a saint. And when they're not doing that, portraying Joe Biden as a saint, they go after Trump. Is there stuff to go after Trump for? Of course, there's stuff that you can go after Trump for. But then when you make a problem with every little thing that Trump does, it becomes exhausting. It's just like, wow, are you going to talk about anything else besides Trump? Can we focus on other things also that are happening in the community or in this country instead of just picking at everything that he does? That's why people don't trust the news. Mainstream media has that. I think their trust rate is like at 20%. And if that doesn't tell them that it's time for them to change strategy and do a better job, I don't know what will. But yeah, Joe Biden, you don't determine my blackness, and what you say or voting for you or not voting for you does not determine how black I am. It really doesn't. And it's quite stupid for you to come on and say such things. Wow. I've also seen they brought up all the black anchors on CNN, MSNBC, and all of that, so they can come and say, "Oh, we forgive him. It's not a big deal." And not only did they say that, I can even be okay with them just saying that. But then they go from that and then start to compare with Trump. You need to stop doing this. You're not helping yourself. If you say that Trump is the worst president we had, you comparing yourself to Trump and saying, "Oh, I'm a little bit better," does not help your situation at all. It really doesn't. And it actually infuriates the people who support Trump, that you might want to gain their support. It just makes them more infuriated and more irritated with your coverage because they feel that it's impartial. And you can't really blame them for seeing it that way, because you do seem to tie everything somehow, some way into Trump, even when it shouldn't have anything to do with him. Anyways, those are my thoughts on that. I just wanted to kind of touch base on that. I know I've talked about it in the last video, but I wanted to make a video exclusively just about this situation. I'd like to hear from you guys. What do you think of his comment? And what do you think of Joe Biden as a candidate? Do you think that he stands for anything? Do you guys know any of his policies? Do you agree? Do you disagree? What do you think about Trump? How do you think he'll do against Trump as well? Do you guys believe that he is declining maybe mentally in some way or another? Leave me a comment. If you enjoyed the commentary, please leave me a like. Please do subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.